नहीं जानते हर्ष के बारे में तो मैं थोड़ा सा इंट्रो दे देता हूँ। हर्ष इज वन ऑफ द फेमस, नहीं तो मैं फेमस ऑलरेडी है, इनके बारे में कहने का लगेगा। ही इज वन ऑफ द बिल्कुल ब्लॉगर आउट देयर, राइट। इंडिया में जब ब्लॉगिंग बहुत ज्यादा फेमस थी, शुरू में जब हुई थी, तो ही इज वन ऑफ द पायनियर आउट देयर टू टेक ब्लॉगिंग एज अ करियर। अगर आप मेरी स्टोरी पढ़ेंगे तो यू गेट टू नो व्हाट्स हर्ष इज अबाउट। बाकी मैं सीधा फॉरवर्ड करता हूँ हर्ष को, ही शेयर हिज जर्नी विद यू, राइट।
Hi guys, how are you all? Thank you Shivam for inviting me, and I'm glad to be here. And guys, so Shivam told me to share my journey, and like if I start with my journey and share all of it, it will be boring. So what I will do, if I start sharing my journey, that won't be good. So I'll share 4 of the most important moments of my career that changed and helped ShoutMeLoud to become what it is. And before that, let me formally introduce myself. I'm Agrawal, a blogger. I run this blog called ShoutMeLoud, which is one of the popular blogs around the globe. And it's a million number blog. Why million number? Because this blog have more than 1 million subscribers. This blog this financial year made more than 10 million INR in the revenue, and we are growing every year. So that's what ShoutMeLoud is all about. And me, along with, I have a team of about 5 people, and everybody works from home. So that is what my setup is. I'm based in Vasant Kunj, and that was all about me. So now let's start with learning something. How about that? Yeah? Alright, so here is how the journey started. In 2008, I graduated, and like every other engineer, I was waiting for my job from Accenture. So I joined Converges, and at the same time, out of my passion to write, to share, I started vlogging. So 8 hours of my time I was in the office, 6 hours I was vlogging, and it went on for 4 months. Now something good happened in those 4 months. I started making more money from my blog than my job, and I thought to quit my job, and I did, and I went on to become a professional blogger. But my destiny was something else, because in 2 months something terrible happened. I met with an accident, and for that instance, so what happened? My left leg got fractured. For that particular moment, I was happy. I'm happy for the fact that for the next 2 weeks, I'll be relaxing. I'll be at home because it's just a fracture. Because I've been working too hard for 6 months or 7 months, so that was much needed break. But what really happened, that doctor who diagnosed me, he diagnosed me the wrong way. I had this fracture so this is called least fracture. That fracture is lot of your bones actually get crumpled up and they get joined. So in short, that was a terrible thing. And I remember the day I was at the Apollo hospital, and I was talking to this doctor that and he told me, Harsh, you won't be able to walk properly. And for 2 moments I was blacked out. And that was a terrible moment, and I wish nobody goes into that moment, be it work, be it your health or anywhere. And for the next 5 days, I was angry, I was upset, and I was like, okay, what should I do? I see my parents crying, I see everybody around me getting sad, and I was angry myself. Then I realized, okay, because of me, my parents are sad. Because of me, people around me are sad. And I'm not the only one who have this problem. There are millions of people who are there with their disabilities. And I can't go back and change what I have been done. The only thing that I can do from here, I can improve my life. And that's where, for the next 6 months, I was in bed. I spent all my time working and learning something new. And that was the first moment in my career that made ShoutMeLoud what it was. So that was the number one. In the next 3 years, ShoutMeLoud became more popular. I started making a good number of money, fame, everything was coming on the way. And this is point number 2. And this one can happen to you. It must be happening to many of you. If it's not happening, it will happen to you at the same time, because all of you want to create $1 million company. So after 3 years, one thing which affected me the most was the ego. I became a person who was full of ego because everything was good happening in my life. I was getting money, I was getting fame. And when your life changes from here to here in a certain time, that thing can happen to anyone. And the worst thing what happens when you have ego? Anybody? You are full of taking things for granted. You're taking things for granted. True. Stop respecting other people. Stop respecting other people. You become self-centered. And the worst that happens when ego comes to your life is you become fearful. A fear of losing, what your identity, your fear of trying something new. And as an entrepreneur, as a startup guy, that is the biggest mistake that you should not make. Now, so it took me like 6 months to realize, okay, I've been making those mistakes because I've stopped listening to the good people around me. And here is what I did to come out of that. And if that happens in your life, I think this might help you. Number one, start going to the places where you are afraid to go. Start going places which is outside your work area. Meet people who is not in your domain, who does not know you, who does not care about what you do. Start traveling, meet new people. That will change a lot about you. And number three, and this is when you are growing really fast. So initially when you start, you have all the time in the world. When you start growing fast, the major problem that you will face is the productivity. You have 24 hours a day, 8 hours you have to sleep, and you have to do so much. Now you have 10 people under you, and your company is not just about you. You have to ensure that without you, all those 10 people will get paid in time, right? So what you do, you start creating replica of yourself. You start finding a person in your company, in your team, around you, who can replace you. This is called knowledge transfer. This is where you need to trust people. You need to create, if you are like, if you are like someone who don't want to take risk, create two of them. Find people who can replace you. And this way, like you learn something, then you pass on the knowledge to somebody, and you move ahead to do something more meaningful. That's number three. And this is the last point which I want to say because this is the core of any company, any startup. This is why Facebook is Facebook. This is why WhatsApp is WhatsApp. Focus on your company, whatever your product, whatever your service is. Focus on one and one thing only. That is your customer. And when I say customer, many of us want to acquire a lot of customers. Want to add tons of features like, okay, I'll add this feature, my company will look that great. I'll add this new feature, it will be better than those companies. But in this process, what we miss out is taking care of the people who are already connected to our company. And one of the biggest growth hacking of ShoutMeLoud, word of mouth marketing. In past 7 years, I haven't spent I haven't spent any money on the advertising. And all the people that acquire is because of this, because we have taken a very good care of our leaders. We given them the special treatment, and that goes with you. Like, it doesn't matter if you have 100,000 or a million subscribers. Take care of them gracefully. Listen to them carefully. Whatever feature they suggest, integrate them in your service. And the feature which are not working, of course, lead marketing is a part of it. Get rid of it. With that, Harsh, if you have any question, we will take.
If you have any question, you can just ask right now. No issue with that. Any questions?
What was your first blog about?
The question is?
What was your first blog about?
First blog all about. Okay.
So my first blog was about technology, where I used to review software. After that, like when I realized that there was very few blogs about the SEO, social media, and blogging, I moved my niche.
Hi, Harsh. My name is Ravi, and we had a deep discussion long time back when we were just starting up. So my straightforward question is that what are you going to do after 5 years? I know that you're making money, and I know blogging is a good career. I'm also a blogger, but do you want to do it for the rest of your life, or you have something else in the mind?
One thing which I realized over this time is I don't want to call myself as one person like, okay, I'm good at this. I want to get progress in my field. And when I say in my field, I just don't want to be a blogger, I don't want to be a digital marketer, I don't want to be a particular thing. I want to keep learning, keep exploring new dimensions, be it videography, be it photography, be it art, be it artistic. So that's where I see the 5 years.
First, we are into writing. We have a small blog called TSC Labs. So right now we are thinking how to monetize this blog. So how would it start? We have any idea in that field.
So I have this question, like, is it on the same portal where your writing service is, or
No, it's completely different.
so you can monetize via AdSense and paid marketing, and paid marketing is the best. Or if you wanna level up your game, you can do two things. You can launch an ebook or another membership website in the field. Like, see what people are searching for, why people are coming to your website. If you can create, like a structured content from that, and you can have a membership website which is very easy to do. I think that that will help you to get recurring income, a loyal readership, and of course, with that you can grow exponentially.
What is the status of blogging in India?
It's good.
Like, respect to the future and the past, like
So here's the thing. What I can compare with what blogging used to be and what blogging is now. So 4 years back, 5 years back, blogging was just blogging. People used to say, okay, what do you do? You're a blogger. Okay, what else do you do? So that was a straight 5 years back. Now, okay, you're a blogger. On what vertical do you write? Oh, you're a food blogger. Can you help me review my website? Can you review my product? So that is where the blogging has changed. So bloggers are even called as mini celebrities, influencers, and that's where all the company needs to make their product reach out to their audience. So the future looks like that. Okay, so I'll repeat his question. He's asking why do ShoutMeLoud is so transparent with everything that we do. Number one, we do that because, of course, what is there to hide that we are making so much money or how we are making money? There's no point of hiding. When we put that in public, number one, we are a transparent company. We like to share what we know. One benefit that we get out of it, people who are like-minded, they actually email us, comment, and share that Harsh, you should try this and you should try that. You get free advice from the experts from different fields. We create a difference by being transparent. And number third, when you're working online, when you're behind the screen, you can be anyone, right? But when you put everything in front, you become accountable to yourself, to the audience, and to the people who are reading you.